famous jazz venues, Kippes and now recently the Orbit in Braamfontein, we thought we'd place the spotlight on two venues in Johannesburg that offer live jazz and amazing food to go along. On Thursday, the Rock Cafe Sandton launched their first ever live performance, the summer music series, which featured Langa Mavuso, Nelisiwe Sobiya and Yonela. And while in the heart of Johannesburg lies the Marabi Club, which offers superb food and drinks accompanied by fine live jazz performances. And to tell us more, we've invited the Marabi Club co-owner Dale de Ruig, and he joins us now. A very good morning to you, Dale.
Morning,
and welcome.
how's it going, man?
You know, first it was Kippes, now Orbit, and you've decided to open Marabi. Now, was it perhaps the intention was to cover that gap when it comes to jazz clubs, which are increasingly becoming extinct?
Yeah, I think it's a very difficult space, the live music space in general. But from our perspective, we just felt that there should be a demand for more jazz venues, not less. And so even when we opened, we didn't open with the expectation of filling a particular gap. We just felt that it was important for the arts, it was important for the side of town we were on in Maboneng to have its own little iconic jazz venue.
I mean, no doubt jazz music is becoming increasingly popular throughout all age groups, throughout, for all South Africans. But why is it that jazz clubs are really struggling in the market?
So, look, I don't think it's a straightforward answer, because otherwise all the jazz clubs would be doing it and would be successful. So, right. But what I would say is that there's a big difference between loving the arts, loving the jazz music and the movement, and supporting it. It's a very different thing. I think as South Africans, a lot of us love the idea of the music. We love the idea of jazz venues, but yeah. How often do we actually get ourselves out and go and support the musicians and support the venues? Right. I think there's a little gap missing there. I think with the closure of the Orbit, I think it's brought quite a big spotlight onto the fact that these venues are struggling and they need support, you know?
Marabi Club, what inspired that name?
Well, so there's a couple of things. I mean, Marabi was the first form of South African jazz. It was led with the penny whistle. Yep. And you'll see our little icon there's a penny whistle, a guy playing the penny whistle. Mm-hmm. But there's a couple of discussions around where Marabi was started, but one of the thoughts is that the Marabi movement started in New Braamfontein, right where we are. And so as far as we're concerned, being authentic is very important to us, and so we wanted to bring that in. Marabi was perfect.
And having said that, I understand that you were receiving offers to move the club to like affluent areas such as Rosebank and Sandton, but then you decided to stick to downtown Joburg. Yeah,
so look, we've had lots of requests. Melrose Arch, Rosebank, Sandton, like you say. I think there's something about, for me anyway, a jazz venue being in town and being authentic to town.
Yes.
We don't, as far as I'm concerned, Sandton doesn't have the grit and the excitement that the arts and that music requires. In saying that, I do think we're a massive city, and I think there's definitely opportunity for Sandton, Rosebank, even further north, as well as us to be successful. You know?
What is it then about the downtown CBD or Maboneng or Joburg CBD that appeals to you?
So we started getting involved in property development in the area, okay. And so it was sort of a dual investment for us to give back into the arts as well as invest in the property. Urban regeneration has a lot of good and a lot of bad. And as far as we were concerned, we thought it was important that we were part of a full process. We've also got a barbershop right next door with haircuts for 100 Rand, 50 Rand for a little beard trim. Okay. Fully part of the community where we are there. So, but as far as we're concerned, there's a different energy in town too in Sandton, and it was important,
Right. What is the key of sustaining a live jazz music venue? How can jazz clubs stand the test of time?
Look, I think we've tried a couple of different things. We don't advertise who's playing night on night, which is a different move for the industry. But as far as we're concerned, I feel like you can't just rely on the music. We as focused on our food, our service, our venue as we are on our music. And I feel like you need to be able to attract the food audience that's going to come just to eat an incredible meal because you've got a great chef, as well as the music lovers. And I think if you can get both of those audiences together, firstly, you're exposing this music audience to incredible dinner, and on the other hand, you've got this dinner audience that's coming that maybe don't know too much about the jazz movement or about jazz bands. And they might just come for our chef, and they end up there for the music, you know?
No doubt. Good food and good
Yeah.
music go very well together. And how often do you have live performances?
So we open Wednesday to Saturday.
Okay.
We available throughout the week if anyone wants to book the venue. But as the Marabi Club, we open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. We have live music every night.
All right. Dale, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
and all
man.
the
I
best,
appreciate it.
Cool stuff. All right, that was Dale de Ruig. He's the Marabi Club's co-owner, and they're speaking to us about the different establishments that contribute to the live jazz scene in Johannesburg. Now, the Marabi Club is situated in Maboneng in Johannesburg, and of course, we're supposed to have the Hard Rock Cafe owner in Sandton, but then she couldn't make it. But let's now take a short break. We'll be right back.